Record. Yep. Okay. Because we forgot to cord, so now we have to record.
Record.
All right. Why isn't it playing? There it is. Okay, here we go. It starts in 3, 2, 1.
Lord, I'm not interested in people chuntering from a sedentary position to no obvious benefit or purpose. I'm ruling on the matter and I require no assistance in the process of doing so.
Everything is sparkly.
The morning stream. I will feast on your soul.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the morning stream for June 12th, 2019. I'm Scott Johnson with Brian Ibbett.
Hi. Oh,
Hi.
I feel like a guest star by the way you said that.
That's right. Coming
A
to the
special
show,
guest.
finally, after all these years, Brian.
Ryan Ibbett as the guy in the Spider-Man shirt.
Welcome to the center stage, Brian.
Justin Robert Young, you're on deck.
One big stripper show. That's what this is. Hey, everybody.
Gentlemen, get your dollars up. Yes.
That's right. I have never been in a strip club. I just want to throw that out there.
That I don't think surprises anybody.
Yeah, just don't know what it's like. I've seen movies and TV shows where, like The Sopranos, that's kind of a strip club, I guess, right?
You know how good it looks in the movies and TV shows, like how it looks like a clean, relatively, well lit place.
Yeah.
It's not nearly that good.
It's not that? Okay. No, that's good to know because, my experience with it has always been very, shiny and well lit and, clean and all that. And if you're telling me that's all just been a lie by television and film, then I'm going to have to believe you and not and never.
From what I hear, anyway.
Oh yeah, from what you've heard, sure.
From what I've heard, yeah, it's not that.
There is a place downtown though. Here, speaking of downtown. That I think I told you about it. They have the upside down triangle, and it's called shoot. Some locals may have to help me here. I forgot the name of the damn place. Oh, Southern Exposure.
Okay.
And it's got this upside down triangle for a logo. Let your mind fill in the gaps, I guess. But apparently,
what color is the triangle?
Apparently black or maybe orange. I forget.
Okay. All right.
But apparently the talk was back when I was working in that area. I worked for a company that had an office in that area. The rumor floating around was that they had amazing chicken salad sandwiches.
Isn't it funny how places like that get a reputation? There's the Diamond Cabaret in downtown Denver that apparently has fantastic steak.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It's funny how like you wonder if the strip clubs themselves perpetuate these myths to give guys excuses to give their girlfriends or wives as to why they're going there, right?
Yeah.
I'm only going there for the chicken salad sandwich. I swear.
Well, what I always imagine when people would say this is, I knew people that went on the regular and they would confirm this and say, "Oh yeah, the chicken salad's amazing. You got to go there for that." And all I could think of is it just all I picture is everyone's naked making sandwiches. I know that's not right. I know that can't be the way it works. There's health code violations and all that, but I just picture people in the back with like maybe a hairnet, but then otherwise just a pair of black sneakers and then
maybe two
sandwiches.
hairnets.
Yeah, a couple of hairnets. And Utah's not. I think we have laws. We're not like a full nakedy kind of strip thing. So it's all very suggestive and topless, I suppose. But it's just not my bag. I like a good chicken salad sandwich, but that never drove me in there. Couldn't do it.
No, I'll go to Jimmy John's. They get good sandwiches. I don't know if they have a chicken salad sandwich, but they've got good sandwiches.
Ooh, I wonder if they do. That actually sounds all right.
And they're freaky fast, not just freaky.
Yeah, the speed at which they go from order to finished sandwich does feel like aliens are involved somehow because it is weird. And they don't. It's not like they have them stored, right? They don't have them stored somewhere. They're not in like a fridge.
No, and it's not like Subway where they've got. Well, maybe they do have. You know how Subway has the wax paper. All the meats that go on this sandwich are all already pre-assembled on a piece of wax paper, and you just go floink into the into the pre-cut bun.
Yeah, we did that with a place I worked where the job of some people in the back was to make multiple wax paper layers.
Sure, preassembled meat stacks.
And then out at the table or out of the assembly thing, we would pull those out, whip them out, smack them onto the bread, and you were good to go.
Sure.
That was fine. We cut our own meat, so that was cool, but, still a little refrigerated.
I could do Jimmy John's today and get a lettuce wrap. Get the unwich instead of the bread.
They'll do that for you there?
They will totally do that for me there, and it's great.
Don't get the, what are they called? Shoot.
I don't know.
I almost called them scrubs. That's not it.
Oh, no, the new one that's like the French baguette with slathered with butter and prosciutto or something. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I want that. You just made me want it. But no, I was thinking I know what I was thinking of. Sprouts. Never get the Sprouts because it seems like that place is always getting shut down for Sprouts.
It seems like Sprouts are like the worst, the most easily taintable food in the world.
Yeah, they grow out of the ground and go, "Where's my salmonella?" And they just want to get it right away.
Yeah,
it's weird, really weird. But TV Travis is right. Jimmy John's does have it all pre-assembled. They just have 4 people. But yes, I mean, they don't have the finished sandwich, though. I've seen them. They cut the bread. They quickly whip the meat out. They quickly put the stuff on.
But they do have the pre-assembled meat wax paper stacks.
Oh, yeah. I mean, back in my day, they'd go out, kill the chicken, bring it back, defeather it, take all the guts out.
Sure. Barbecue it.
Took a lot longer. Took a lot longer, it turns out.
Sure.
Anyway, hey, I have an apology to make. I'm going to make I'm going to humbly bend the knee here and apologize to our listenership. Not all of our listeners, but however many listeners are out there who own an Xbox One, many of whom have told me over the years, Scott, you would love Forza Horizon 4. It's a racing game, all right? Cars and whatnot. And I had always said, I hadn't always poo-pooed it, but I'm always like, racing games, whatever. I played them all. I don't think this is that big a deal, whatever. Because Microsoft put out a PC Game Pass at BlizzCon, at E3, I went and did that because it's only $4.99 and $1 for the first month. It was stupid cheap.
It's not bad at all, yeah.
Yeah. It's only during the beta period. I guess it'll go up to $10 after that, but... at the very least, I get to try it. But anyway, I go over there, and there's a handful of games you can just download and play with that pass. And one of them was Forza Horizon 4, and I thought, oh, cool. I'll finally see what this is about and see if anybody was right or wrong about whether this was any good or not. And it turns out, and I can confirm because I played this too late last night, that's a really good game. Like, straight up awesome game. And it's much more, you know how the Forza games, the main ones, they're known for being super realistic and, hyper.
Almost to where it's difficult sometimes to navigate and steer. Like you'll get caught up where you're going around a curve and it almost fishtails too much or more than you're used to with pole position or Ridge Racer or things like that.
It's for sim fans, and that's great because simulation is fun for some people. For me, not fun. Don't find that fun at all. The Horizon series, though, is way different. It's the same company, but they're basically making a much more accessible, I wouldn't say arcadey, but more on the side of, the cars aren't going to be so meticulously realistic that you feel like it's just like boring driving in real life. It's actually fun to drive those cars, and you take a lot of air, and there's drifting and all that. Anyway, I just want the Xbox One gaming public to know that game is awesome. And I'm super impressed with it, and so I apologize for being so dismissive of what turns out to probably be one of the better, if not the best, driving game and series of the generation, because it's that good.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah. Forza is great, says Jedi71 as a title suggestion. Nice job. So anyway, there's that. I really do like it.
That's cool.
Tell us about last night, because you told me a thing, and you have to tell it now because that's the rule.
I have to tell a story.
Yep.
So yesterday during the day, I did try and go out and get some Lyft rides. And man, there was one point during the middle of the day where I was out there waiting for about an hour and didn't get anything. I parked for a little while. I drove towards what was showing in an app called Sherpa Share as like a better area where there was a little bit more density of passengers needing pickups and stuff like that. Still got nothing.
Okay.
So made my way back home and decided, all right, well, I'll just call it for the day. Went out and did Puzzle Pint with Nikki and Clark Moore. had a lot of fun with that. And actually, we breezed through it. We got through it a lot faster than we usually do. And it was, for the people who dole out the puzzles, they said, "Oh yeah, this last one is. You thought last month's was diabolical. This one's even worse." We actually kind of breezed our way through it. We did really well with that.
All right.
So we wrapped up a lot earlier, and I told Tina as we were leaving, I said, I could actually, it's still light out. When we get home, I can actually go and maybe get a couple more rides in and get towards my 135 ride quota. And I kind of made a promise to myself that I wasn't going to do PM, late PM rides. It was all going to be morning or at the very least daylight rides. And it was still daylight out. It was like 7:30, 8 o'clock. Get home, drop Tina off, grab my my water, my a couple other things that I need, and get in the car, turn on the thing, and again I'm kind of waiting 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm like, all right, I don't think this thing is happening, but what I'll do is I'll just go back home, I'll leave the app going, and then I can hop in the car and jump out. Is basically what I'll do is I'll wait till the last second to accept the ride, so that if the person starts seeing my car and they don't see it moving, they don't cancel right away, because some people will do that.
Oh, do they do that? I didn't know that was a thing. Okay.
Yeah, they'll see that the driver's not moving, cancel, I'm gonna reorder.
Okay.
So sure enough, about 9 o'clock or a little bit before 9 o'clock, a ride comes in, and at 9 o'clock was what I told Tina. I said I'll turn this thing off at 9.
Yeah.
Sure enough, 8:55 ride comes in, and I'm like, all right, zip into the car, start backing up, making my way
downtown. There you go.
There you go. And heading towards the little push pin on the map. I get down a little push pin. It's about 5 minutes away. I hit the button that says I've arrived, and I wait. And about a minute later, I get a call, and the guy, Pamaram or something like that, says, where are you? And I said, I'm parked in front of 12722 West 60th Avenue. Where are you?
Oh, yeah.
Says, oh, yeah, I don't know why it put me there. I'm up at 24 Hour Fitness.
Oh,
like, oh really?
Is that far?
That's like, it's about a mile up the road, but I have to go all the way back out to the major street. I have to make a left turn back out there and make my way back up to 24 Hour Fitness. So I go back up, and the timer's ticking, because I've hit the arrive button, and you've got 5 minutes to pick that, or for that person to show up at your car. Otherwise, they lose their ride. They think they have to pay a charge, $5 ordering charge or whatever.
Oh.
And so I zipped up there and got up there in about 4 minutes and 10 seconds. There was like a little slider thing to say, I've picked up Pamaram. So he gets in the car, and he's been working out. He's tired.
Hold on, his name's Pamaram,
something like that.
Okay,
yeah.
All right, that's cool.
So he gets in the back. Oh, this cat is gonna drive me nuts. She's like rubbing.
I see the tail going past like a freaking ship in the night. It's awesome.
Basically, she's gonna keep knocking stuff. Basically, she's doing this thing where her head acts like a little bulldozer, and she just knocks everything.
And she's already trying to get down. She's like, I'm getting down again.
Yeah, you're sweet, but you're not coming back up here. So we start heading down towards his drop-off, and his drop-off isn't very far.
Right.
Start heading down towards his drop-off, and he's calling somebody on the phone, but he's trying to do it in hushed, really quietly. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, what'd you say? What'd you say? What are you doing? Do you miss me? No. No, did you miss me? What'd you say? What'd you say? And he's directly behind me. Yeah. He's not in the right side back seat. Oh, there goes everything off my desk. Yep. Good job, Cat. All right,
Cat.
You're done.
The cat came back the very next day.
She bulldozed like my anyway, bulldozed all this stuff off my desk. All right, so
great.
He's directly behind me, and I'm hearing from the back seat what you're not coming back up. What I can only describe as kissing noises.
Oh, and shit.
I'm trying to decide if he's like on FaceTime and he's kissing this person that he's called or whatever, or what's going on, or if he's just, he's just going, but it's like, it's not even like, cutesy, I miss you kind of stuff. It's like,
oh, gosh. I would be dying.
I'm like, oh my God, could this ride be over?
Yeah.
Finally, I get to the place, drop him off, and it's like I said, it's just a mile or two away from my house.
Yeah.
Like, all right, well, that's done. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll get another short ride in on the way back home. Again, I'm only 3 or 4 miles away from my house. Thinking, all right, maybe I'll get another short ride. I'm about 2 blocks away from home, and the little app goes, ding, and I've got another order. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Accept. And I didn't look to see how far I was going, because usually it says 10 minutes north or 4 minutes east or whatever.
Yeah.
I hit accept. It turns me around going the other direction, and I start heading over to pick the guy up. And now at this point, once you say accept, you only see how to get to the person you're picking up. You don't see where they're going.
Okay.
So I pull up to this guy's street. He is like taking the biggest drag on his cigarette that he can. He's a little short, muscular, dude of Hispanic descent.
Oh, okay. All right.
But like taking the biggest drag on his cigarette. I can see the cherry on the end of his cigarette lighting up as a beacon to say, I'm gonna stink up your car.
Yep.
And sure enough, he gets in, and the dude smells like he's been rolling around with Larry Winston and Jack Marlboro. And he gets in the back seat.
Yeah.
And then I do a little swipey thing, and it's like the opposite end of town. So basically, as far as I am from downtown Denver, we're going that same distance southeast. Boom, like double the distance to downtown. Like,
okay.
Oh
Great.
man, it's like
not what you planned at all, is it?
9:30, almost 9:40. I should have just turned off the app. I was like, all right, fine. Let's do it.
Right.
So we start going, and I decided daytime I'll play acoustic rock.
Yeah.
If I do anything middle of the day, it'll be kind of classic rock and modern rock, and then nighttime is going to be ounce music. Like I have a list that's got Daft Punk and Basement Jacks and stuff like that.
That sounds great.
And
that's my kind
so
of jam. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah, a little bit of ounce music going on. Okay. So we're going, and between the ounce music, I can hear him on his phone, and it sounds like he's playing a game. I hear this
okay.
And after like maybe 15 minutes of this, I'm not even on the highway yet. After maybe 15 minutes of this, I say, "Oh, do you need me to turn the music down?" I realize maybe he's trying to hear something on here, but it sounds like there's talking, and in the middle of talking, it's almost like it gets interrupted, and then there's a beep.
Okay.
And he says, "Oh no, man, I'm just and I'm doing just an accent here. I'm not doing anything derogatory because this does come into play."
Wow.
Oh no, I'm just checking messages, man. All right, cool, no worries. And he says, "Hey, do you know Grand Theft Auto?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I played Grand Theft Auto, back in the day. Played all the way up until Grand Theft Auto 5. Haven't played any since." He's like, "Oh, the characters so and so named like Tyrone and Larry and Finkelstein or whatever. I can't remember their names, but he mentioned a few names. I'm like, oh yeah, okay. So the dudes who give you all the tasks, the jobs that you got to complete. He's like, yeah, there's these guys who do these great prank calls using those sound files. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. All right, awesome. So hold on, I'll play you one.
Oh,
like,
great.
Okay.
Yeah, great.
Now at this point, we're 10 minutes into the ride, 15 minutes maybe into the ride. And he is in the back seat. He's on the passenger side, but he not climbs forward, but he's forward, kind of between the two seats. He's got his Android phone cranked up, and he's putting it next to my ear.
I feel like that's dangerous somehow.
It is dangerous, and it's we don't have a law in Colorado that says you have to be. If you're in the back seat, you have to wear a seatbelt. That's optional.
Yeah.
But I do want people. If somebody's in the back seat, I want you in a seatbelt because I don't want your 150, 200 pound body to be a projectile that's gonna push me into my airbag or whatever. So he plays it, and it's about it's exactly what it sounds like. It's somebody making a crank call, and he's laughing his head off. He's like, "Oh man," and I'm dropping an S-bomb here. "Oh, funny as shit, huh? Funny as shit." And he keeps saying that over and over again. I'm like, ah, yeah, it's good. I'll have to look those up when I get home. And I feel like me saying that is me saying, good, I've heard one. I don't need to hear anymore. Here, let me find another one. Oh. Sure enough, he like digs up another one.
Yeah.
Another like 8-minute recording, another YouTube video, 8-minute recording. Again, the little, thing right next to my ear, Android phone playing through the
It's
tinny
like little
speakers.
kids who find something funny on Instagram that won't leave you alone.
Yes,
It's like, Dad,
yes.
listen to this one. This one's great. I'm like, okay, what?
And so
Yeah.
again, another 8-minute one of these, and again, I try and put a pin in it. I try and put a little ending punctuation. Say, that's great. Yeah, I'll totally. What's the name of that guy's channel? I'll look it up when I get home. And he's like, I can't remember. Here, let me find another one.
Ah! So you thought you had like a way out by saying, "Oh, check that out when I get home. That's cool. What was the name? I don't know, but here's one more."
Exactly. I thought this was like every time I would try and like be a little bit more, firm about it. No, it's like apparently a big invitation for him to play more. We were in the car for 45 minutes. And he never stopped playing those. Like he would, it would basically be this cycle of, oh, that's great. That's cool. All right. Well, I'll have to, I'll check those out tomorrow, man. That's great. And he'd just keep playing them.
That's hilarious.
Then we finally get to the bad part of town.
Okay. A little sketchy part of town. Got it. All
Sketchy
right.
part of town. And he has to go to an in-home suites or at-home suites or just some hotel. And he's still holding the phone up, and I'm like, all right, where's the place? Because all I see is a little push pin as far as where he wants to go and an address. And there's all these buildings around, so I don't know exactly where we're going.
Okay.
I don't know what that noise is, but all right.
Are you hearing a noise?
I'm hearing a noise, but if you're not hearing it, that's good.
I don't hear it.
So he says, I'm going to in-home suites. I'm like, oh, okay, that's this hotel here on the left that I just passed the entrance to, so now we got to make a U-turn. I'm like trying to turn the car around and ask him a question. He's still holding the damn thing up. Like, okay, let me see where I can, before you play any more of those for me, man, let me see if I can get you where you're going. Oh, okay. So finally he sits down and we come around through the parking lot and I say, all right, is here good? He says, no, take me to the office. I'm like, all right, cool. Look around. Oh, there's the office. Okay. And I start pulling around. And as I'm going through the parking lot, I'm noticing like characters from a David Lynch movie, like when in Blue Velvet, when Kyle MacLachlan goes to the hotel where Dennis Hopper's staying, and he sees kind of these groups of people that just look like, I don't know, the child's drawings of real human beings.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No.
I mean, it's
a very uncomfortable kind of thing. It's like
it's a sketchy crowd. I mean, there's a woman over here with maybe 3 teeth, and she's dressed all in denim except for a giant parka that she's wearing at 75 degrees or 80 degrees at night. Yeah. Over here, there's this, it's like a bunch of sketchy looking people.
Right.
And we pull up, and he rolls down his window, and he goes, psst. Like, what? Just get out of the car, man. I just want you out of the car.
Yeah, let's be done with this.
I'm like, I've hit the button that says I'm dropping you off.
Yeah.
And I've turned off Lyft at this point. I've turned it off to like, I'm not getting in the queue for any more rides.
Right.
And he's like, psst. And I'm wondering, all right, well, what's he doing? I don't see anybody over there. Then out of the side of my peripheral vision coming around the front of the car
oh no,
is a dude. I'd say, I don't know, he's on the heavier side. He's basically a large, short dude dressed entirely in red, which is funny because I'm wearing red today.
Yeah,
but dressed entirely in like red tracksuit with a baseball cap, no facial hair, white guy, no facial hair. Looked like Bob's Big Boy, Azar's Big Boy, except if you can imagine Azar's Big Boy from the restaurants, instead of holding a big thing, he's dressed completely in red head to toe.
Please tell me he's like Armenian or something. He's got to be, right?
No, he is like suburbs white guy looking dude.
Wow.
With a big old grin on his face, and walking over to my side of the car.
Wow.
So the only thing I can figure is that this guy's going for a drug deal. He's going to pick up some drugs. I mean, you don't get where you're going in this little secretive hush hush way and make little psst noises out the window unless you're trying to keep an eye for the fuzz, right?
Right.
Keep an eye for the cops to make a break for it in a guy's lift.
Right.
Finally, the guy gets out. I'm like, oh, good, thank goodness. Roll up the windows, lock the doors,
Yeah.
and make my way out of the parking lot.
No kidding. Get that Kia out of town, dude.
And then make my way back 40 minutes to get back home. First person I call is Tina saying, hey, just didn't want you to worry about me. Ended up doing a longer ride, and I'm on my way home. Second call I made was, our second Siri voice command was, send a text message to Scott Johnson. I
Yeah.
think I just
And you
drove
did.
a guy to a drug deal in my
Yeah,
life.
it was awesome. And I didn't know about all this, obviously all this filler information,
Yeah,
but what my favorite part of the story is when because you're this is why I've said this since the day you mentioned this. You're going to be the best small talker driver there ever was, because you're always going to be amenable to what they were saying. You'll be able to relate to it and have these conversations. That's the thing you're good at. So I've always kind of been excited about when you would first run into some like weirdness. And my favorite part about your response to him was, he says, do you play GTA? And you said, I played everything up to GTA 5, but I haven't played anything since then. And
Is there
there's nothing else since 5.
Oh.
I love it,
maybe I
though.
only played up until GTA 4 then.
Yeah.
Because I know there have been a couple. I thought there have been a couple that have come out. Didn't they remaster one of them too?
Oh, let's see. They did some remastering. You're right about that. I forget what they did, though. But I haven't. 5 is a good example of basically what you described about your night sounds like a mission in 5.
It actually does. Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah.
Hey,
Like straight up.
I want you to take Tony to the crap part of town, to the Homewood Suites.
Yep.
The
While you're
Midtown
driving that
Suites.
car, you've got audio of the conversation happening with him in the back playing shit for you. Like, it's exactly a mission. So you just had your own real life mission in a GTA game. That's fantastic.
That's right. That's
Well-
right.
well done.
Oh, the other thing, by the way, when I was telling you that noise that he was making with his phone, I figured out what it was once he put the phone down and I was U-turning to get into the thing.
Yeah.
Because then I had the music turned down, and I heard that basically he's got his phone set so that when he types a letter on his keyboard, it says that letter out loud in a robot Stephen Hawking voice.
Oh, well, G5.
And so
Yes.
right, so I hear H-E-R-E, send message. Like he's sending messages like he's texting on a speak and spell or something.
Weird.
That's what it sounded like.
Well, it's an accessibility thing. They have some for iOS as well. It's like a way of, if blind people or other
Confirming.
reasons confirm, all that. But that's funny that he was even doing that. That's amazing. All right, well done, Brian. I think you had the most adventurous of nights, no question.
I did, and apparently, how we wanted all these goofy, these funny lift stories. I'm thinking the only way that I'm going to get funny lift stories for TMS is by doing nighttime driving, which I don't think I'm going to do anymore, man.
Right, I wouldn't. I mean,
I don't want that.
It's not really worth. Whoops, sorry, that switched. It's not really worth the. I mean, that feels dangerous. That feels like where you were was dangerous.
It was dangerous. Yeah, I feel like it was not someplace.
I feel like there's a percentage chance that at 9 o'clock today I was like going to be sitting here going, "Gosh, I haven't heard from Brian. Where's Brian? Anyone heard from Brian?"
That's right, exactly.
That's scary.
I'll stick with the nice long airport rides in the morning with quiet passengers silently contemplating their destination on their United Express flight to Oregon.
Yeah, exactly. Those are, you're not going to get taken to Tracksuit Larry and whatever deal is going down there.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's fantastic.
Guido the pimp. Yeah.
I love everything about that, and I hope there's more stories like that. Even the morning ones. You're going to run into somebody.
I want some walk of shame drives, in the morning. I want the dude or the chick who woke up in the wrong house and just wants to quietly escape before the person wakes up that they went home with. That's the stuff I want.
It's bound to happen in my estimation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I am also. Oh, whoops! I added Dunaway and then removed him.
Yeah, and then you booted him.
How did
Wow.
how did I do that? What is that about? Let's fix that.
I don't know.
Oh, I know why. It did it again. I know why. Because when you call and he's about to answer, there we go. It makes the UI move.
Oh.
And it
gotcha.
moves up, and the next thing down is remove this person from the call. So that's why. Anyway, doesn't matter because I'm going to play this now. Hey, Brian Dunaway, you there?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
Hi. I've been talking to Dunaway this morning about various things.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
that's right. We talk. That's right.
Yeah.
And it's mostly about you, Ibbot.
I don't want.
I know. I figured.
We
You
were,
talked about me.
Actually, we were
I
talking about.
knew
We were
it.
talking about video games and podcasting and computers and just a
That's right.
just a morning chat with Brother Dunaway.
We haven't done that in a while.
It
It's
has
good.
been a while. Nobody wants to read our conversation because we purposely say the rudest things to each other, but we don't ever want anyone to read those.
Ever.
Yeah,
Ever.
because they're
And it's
really
not,
bad.
And you would think, yeah, it's like the worst toilet humor that you could ever hear.
Yes.
It's just, it's just terrible.
It's really horrendous, and I regret nothing. But nobody wants to hear that. Nobody wants to read our transcripts, I wouldn't think. But there is someone on the line right now to play a little game with us. Hi, who's this?
Hey, this is Erin.
Aaron, is that right?
Yep.
Oh, sorry, you're a little quiet. I couldn't hear you exactly. Aaron, where are you from?
I am from Upper Michigan. I'm currently in Madison, Wisconsin.
Very nice.
Oh, cool.
Cheese
So you're a
country.
Youper, huh?
Oh, a Youper. What's a Youper?
A Youper.
Yeah.
What's a Youper? What is that? What does that mean?
A Youper is someone from the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. They
Oh.
call them Youpers
I didn't know that. Why don't they just
Yeah,
call
I
them
did not
uppers?
either.
Just call them uppers. Isn't that the way
because those are drugs.
you do it? Oh. I hadn't considered that. They are indeed usually referred to as drugs. Nice. Well, Aaron, it's fantastic having you here. You're in Cheese Country, which is perfect for this dumb show we do. So welcome to cheesecountryusa.com.
Love Madison.
Yeah, Madison's very nice from what I've heard. My sister loves it there, and I don't remember why she went there. She went there for something. Anyway,
It's a nice college town.
yeah, everyone's studying and working hard. Hey, let's play a game. I think Brian should explain these rules, though, because I don't know how they work. Brian Ibbott, what do you
I'll
do?
totally do that, Scott. So everybody pay attention, take notes. I'm going to give Scott and Brian Dunaway a topic. They're going to go back and forth with answers for that topic. If one of them gives a wrong answer, they repeat an answer, or they take too long to come up with an answer, the win is going to go to the other player. Your job, Aaron, is to predict who is going to come out on top based on the topic. Your job is also to eat some fresh, squeaky cheese curds while you're there. Yum.
Ooh,
Today, you are playing for a prize pack that includes a physical prize from Scott.
Oh yeah,
Physical.
let's do. I'll do another Mad Max figurine,
Okay.
and I will do a random tea sampling from Phoenix Pearl Tea, and
Cool.
I'll throw in a print pack. So a Frog Pants print
Wow,
pack, some
nice.
art, some that, and the other thing. All those three
These are
things I
my
mentioned.
favorite. These are my favorite prizes, where Scott has to hunt around the office.
He just looks around his office.
And,
I'll give somebody a slightly used WD hard drive, a copy of.
Well, what
Edward
usually happens,
Scissorhands on
Brian and I,
cassette.
usually if it's going to be something for me, Brian and I will have discussed it earlier or something, but today we're kind of winging it, and it's no problem because these are all new. For example, this Mad Max figurine thing, you open that, you don't even know what's going to be in there. It could be Furiosa, it could be Max himself,
Right?
could be
Paddle ball
and
where
this,
the elastic has come off of the wood.
That's
It
right.
just
And
needs
this-
to be stapled.
This unlabeled can, I think it's beans. Could be dog food.
I'm trying to see if I can't tell who this guy is at the bottom. I think it's the bullet farmer guy with the big club foot. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's Victus, or Rictus rather, the son, the one that yells, "I had a baby brother and he was perfect in every way." That guy. Anyway, another reminder that Ibbott needs to watch Mad Max again so he knows
Yes,
what I'm talking
I do
about.
need to. I totally need to.
Anyway, those all could be yours if you could win today. So Brian, what's that all about?
Yes. So your topic today again comes to us from Lon Koenig. So a couple weeks ago we sang "In the Air Tonight" on the show. We made up new lyrics to it by Phil Collins. "In the Air Tonight." That song only made it to number 19 on the Billboard singles chart.
No, 19.
No, 19.
The average
Phil.
age was 19.
There you go.
All right. Okay. Mr.
Sorry.
Hardcastle.
Is that the question?
Has
Oh.
nothing to do with the question, but I
Okay.
sure like your Paul Hardcastle impersonation. It's very good.
It's pretty good.
Phil had 14 singles that did better than "In the Air Tonight." He had 14 songs that made it to the top 10. I want to know how many of those songs you can name.
Oh my gosh. These are just Phil Collins songs?
All just Phil Collins, not Genesis songs.
Oh.
And I'm looking to see. Yeah, I'm not going to see any more than that. They are all songs performed either in totem or in part by Phil Collins, but nothing Genesis.
In totem. I like that word.
In totem.
Okay.
Aaron, knowing that is the well-described and perfectly elaborated topic for today's Babble Royale, who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to go first?
Let's pick Dunaway to win and Scott to start.
All right.
All right.
I like that confident decision making. All right, here we go. I'm going to start and say, what was the song we can't do? Remind me again.
In the Air Tonight.
In the Air
That's
Tonight, I
one
cannot do.
Oh, we can't do In the Air Tonight. Well,
Well,
darn.
you could, but I'll tell you that right now that it's number 9. It only made it up to number 19. So it would be an
really?
instant loss if you would like to try and guess that one.
I'm going to
Let's
say.
go ahead if you would like.
I'm going to say, Against All Odds.
Take a look at me now,
Now.
because there's just an empty space. That song made it to number 1 on April 21st, 1984. That was the theme to the movie Against All Odds,
Touchdown.
featuring Wilford Brimley and a very
Right.
young Natalie Portman.
Wasn't
None
Against All Odds?
None of that stuff.
No,
It's-
that's not true at all. Those things that you just
not
said.
at all. Not at all. It was the theme for the movie Against All Odds, and I think it was Jeff Bridges, right?
What was it? And they're rolling around on the beach making out or something. I have a memory of that.
Yeah, I think so.
I have nothing else to know about that. Maybe that
Unless
was.
you're thinking of From Here to Eternity, but you might not be. I don't know.
I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Anyway, all right, Dunaway, in your court or on your.
I'm
side
going
of
to go with Studio.
Studio, July 6th, 1985. That song made it to number 1. It is on the list.
How about take me home? Because I
'Cause
don't,
you don't
remember. That one.
Also, from that very same album, came out or hit number 7 as the high, number 7 on the charts on May 10th, 1986.
Okay.
Right.
I remember the video for that one.
I feel very lucky so far because I'm terrible at this. But all right, go ahead, Dunaway.
All right. I like that ICU is saying In the Air Tonight in the chat room.
It's in the air tonight. It is. It's in the air tonight. Oh my God. I can't even remember what's the problem is. I can't remember what Scott's.
What he said already? What he's picked?
Uh,
Are we losing Dunaway?
Did we lose Dunaway?
Oh, you can't hear me?
No,
Hello?
you're back.
Oh,
You're
there we
back. You were just
Hello?
muted. It's like you muted yourself or something. You're good.
Yeah,
You're back.
Can hear you now, but couldn't hear you a second ago.
Yeah. Do you not remember
Oh.
Do you not remember the ones I've
I
said?
can't remember what you even said now.
Wow.
Do we let him
Okay,
cheat?
well that might be a problem.
Well, I know because what I'm doing is I'm going through the Phil Collins discography in my head, and you know that anytime that you're trying to remember one song and someone says another song, it just blows your mind.
Mm,
Well,
sure.
Just remember,
Well-
the only hint is one of the ones I've used is from a movie.
No,
There.
don't tell me. Don't
I'm
tell
not
me. I
telling
want to
you.
screw
I
this
just-
up. I want to screw this up on my own.
All
Thank
right,
you very
all right,
much.
all right, all right.
Did you already say Groovy Kind of Love? Did you?
No.
Did it? Okay. Is okay? Then secondarily, is Groovy Kind of Love? Was that one of the ones?
It did make it to number 1. October 22nd, 1988. Groovy Kind of Love. That I think came from a movie, Buster. I think it was Phil Collins as a burglar.
Oh, I remember that. Yes.
Yeah,
I forgot that was a thing.
yeah. When are we gonna watch that for film?
Oh, we totally should. This was back when people were watching him on like Miami Vice and thinking, "Ooh, Phil Collins might be
Yeah.
the next cool
Yeah.
actor guy," and he didn't go very long in that.
Yeah.
All right. This song was played at every dance I ever went to. Like high school dances, if there was a slow dance, if there were 5 slow dances, if this wasn't one of them, the DJ was doing it wrong.
Okay.
One More Night.
One.
Oh yeah, that was the one I
night.
had. Yeah.
Yes, number 1 on March 30th, 1985.
I used to love that song. I still like that song. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
What was the year? 85 it came out? 84?
85,
5,
yeah.
okay.
85. I think that album that a lot of these songs, or not a lot of these songs, that some of the songs you've mentioned have come from came out in 1984, at the end of 1984.
Yeah, I just remember being a huge deal, and it permeated my high school experience. I mean, I was 15, 16 then. I remember it being at every dance, and he was all
Yeah.
over the place then.
Oh my God, I can't remember what you just said. Oh my God. Oh my God.
I love it. I love it, dude. We're not getting any
I
younger.
can't go through the discography in my head
Yeah.
and recall what you've said. Oh my God. Okay.
That's marbles in a straw. Their marbles fell out when you push new marbles in. That's what happens.
Right.
Oh my God. It sounds like you've said everything in my head. Oh my God.
This is great.
Oh my God. You probably just said this song. Did you just? Oh my God. Oh my God.
Uh-huh.
Did I already say Susudio? Yeah, I did. All right.
You did. I didn't even say it. You did.
Oh, all right. Oh my God. Okay. Oh my God. I can just all
Reboot,
these
dude.
songs
Turn it
together.
off and on again. Reboot Brian
Okay.
Dunaway. It needs a
Love it.
reboot.
And we can't. And the one we couldn't do is we can't do In the Air tonight, right? That's
Right.
the only one.
Still
I
can't
can
do that
beat
one.
on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still can't do. Still never made it to number one.
I'm sorry. I want to interrupt real quick. I'm going to call it now. This is my favorite Battle Royale we've ever done.
You can't.
This is pretty fun.
It's official.
Did you already say You Can't Hurry Love? Is that?
I haven't said
Did you
that.
just say that?
Nope.
Okay. You Can't Hurry Love. Is that?
Is that your guess?
That's my guess.
Yes. You can't
Oh,
hurry,
God.
love. It only made it to number 10 on February 5th, 1983. You Can't Hurry, Love, a cover of the song by
Okay.
Diana Ross and the Supremes.
Yeah. I remember that one.
How about that one that goes? Now I may get the title wrong.
Sure.
Baby, baby, don't you lose my number? Something with the number.
All right. So give me what you think the title is.
It's probably don't lose my number or don't lose my number.
Don't Lose My Number is what I'm looking for. So as long as you get that much.
Okay,
Yeah, it's Don't Lose My Number. Same album, by the way, 1985, September 28th, 1985. That one came out.
I think
and
that-
only made it to number 4.
I have that just burned into my head. That whole album, I think.
Yeah. You know, if you think of albums where you've got Phil Collins' giant head on the cover,
Yeah.
then you've pretty much thought of all of Phil Collins' albums.
Right.
Right.
You know what's great? Jack LaBette, Ashley Chatham says, you know, the best part of this is how they're both doing well in spite of this.
Yes, I know.
All right, Dunaway.
14 songs.
Is
You're
it-
now halfway. You've named
Right,
7.
right.
Yeah.
How about Don't Lose My Number? No, I'm kidding. I did just right. Did I already say Do You Remember? Or did Scott say it? Oh my God. Is that the last guess I just did?
I don't know.
Do you?
You're going to have to answer that yourself.
Oh my God. Okay. Do you remember? Did I just say it twice? Did I just say it twice in a row?
You have not said it twice. That was the first time you said it. That one made it to number 4 on
Oh my God.
June
And no one
30th,
guessed it yet?
1990.
Nope.
No,
I don't even know that one.
I'm trying to remember how that one goes. I can't even remember how that
Do
song
you
goes.
remember? Is it sing it right there? Do you remember? Just it's right there.
Yeah, I've heard. I know those words, but I don't know how the song goes.
All I remember is the chorus. Do you remember?
All right.
Oh man, I'm starting to run out. Now I'm having a Dunaway moment. I think this may have been said, but I'm not sure. No. Two Hearts?
Two hearts
That's good.
in just one cavity, body cavity.
Body hole.
I don't know if that's how it goes. That one made it to number 1, January 21st, 1989. Well done. Nobody said it yet.
Okay. I might be out after that.
No, I'm out.
What's
Gonna go with did I already say Take Me Home?
No, but I think we're all saying that at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say whether anybody said that or not. How about that?
Okay, okay.
I will not say.
Oh my God. Studio. No one said that, right?
That's your guess?
Is that your guess?
No, I can't think of any songs that we haven't already mentioned. So
Yeah, Studio was what you've already mentioned.
yeah,
so.
I knew I already said it. I already knew it said it. I think it was better for me to do that one than to say something Scott just said.
Right. And Take Me Home was also already said. So Scott wins this one.
Did I win? Oh my gosh, how did I win this?
Did you have any more in your back pocket that you're going to try?
I don't remember if I had anything or not.
The only other one I was going to say was Land of Confusion, but I think that's Genesis, right?
It is Genesis. Yeah, that's Genesis from Invisible Touch. All right, Separate Lives made it to number 1 in November of 1985. That was a duet with Jennifer Warnes, I believe.
Okay.
Another Day in Paradise. Oh, think twice. Easy Lover with Philip Bailey.
Oh,
number 2. You're an easy lover.
You sure we didn't already say that one?
Nobody said that one.
Okay.
I Wish It Would Rain Down in 1990, and Something Happened on the Way to Heaven also in 1990.
Oh man, I feel did none of the soundtrack stuff from Tarzan make it in there?
Stuff. No, I would think You'd Be in My Heart.
Yeah, You'll Be
would have made it,
in my heart. It's good stuff, man. That bugs me. I'm annoyed that those didn't crack the top 10. All right. Yeah. Well, I feel kind of bad. This, you know what? All this was a play order, and you'd have had it. You'd have won because I didn't know that next one at all. I would have had it. There was no way I was going to win. So we just barely, Aaron just barely screwed this one up for you. I'm so sorry.
That was on me.
You didn't screw it up. Dunaway did.
Yeah,
thank you. That was me. I will send you. I have some Post-it notes here.
What else you got handy?
A light bulb that may or may not work.
Sounds like you need the Post-it notes.
I was going to say.
I have a Chia Pet that's seen better days.
Aaron makes a good point. You need those Post-it notes, Brian. You need them. Hang on to them.
I should have used them. I can't. It won't let me use them. He won't let me write stuff down anymore.
I don't let you guys write stuff down on these. That makes
now, when we first started playing Battle Royale,
repeat an answer. Yeah.
Well, I know. When we first started Battle Royale, I did write a few down, and then I got chastised. So I'm not going to do that again.
This is for you. Take that. Aaron, you always get to try again. There's no reason you couldn't be here one more time or day, morning. Thanks for playing, and good luck out there in Madison. All right, Brian Dunaway, you, sir, lost. But that's okay, because you're a winner in my heart. You'll be.
Did I really lose? Because now I'm going to go listen to some Phil Collins.
Hey, my daughter.
A couple of people in the chat room said the same thing. They're all going to be listening to Phil Collins now.
I will too today. I'm in the mood, and my daughter is in the chat somewhere, and her and I, big fans of that Tarzan soundtrack. Mm-hmm. She gets teary just thinking about it. So, also, we have in this family, we've decided this is law now that the cutest Disney baby that they've ever made. You know, there's always a Disney baby. There's cute ones in lots of Disney movies, but cutest Disney baby by far, miles better, is Tarzan baby. Cutest
not
baby.
Jack, huh?
Nope.
I was about to say Jack's pretty cute.
He's cute, but he ain't this cute. You gotta. Everyone go back and watch the Tarzan baby at the beginning when the mother gorilla finds the baby on the pirate ship or whatever the hell it was. Oh no, it was a.
What about little Hercules?
He's pretty cute too. We talked about that. We compared him. Still not as cute. Like I'm telling you, cutest baby in Disney history. They don't get enough credit for that. Anyway, Dunaway, stay out of trouble. Kiss our butts. Goodbye.
Cut right.
All right, well, that was fun.
Whoa,
that was legit one of my favorite battle royales we've ever done.
That was a lot of fun.
I really had fun with it. All right, now here's the fun part about today. We're going to do the news, but we're literally going to jump to our last story, which we forgot to cover yesterday. Or didn't forget. We ran out of time and didn't cover it. So today it gets covered and nothing else does. That's how this is going to work.
That's just the way it's going to work.
That's the way it's going to be. And so now I'm going to play this.
This is your radio newscaster with another exclusive sensational summary of world and local events.
And then I'm going to tell Brian to tell us who this is brought to us by.
It's brought to you by Coverville today, 1 p.m. Mountain Time, twitch.tv/Coverville. Alanis Morissette and Ian Hunter of the band Mott the Hoople. You'll be surprised. You might know all the young dudes, of course, but you'd be surprised there are a couple songs that you know very well that Ian Hunter actually did first, and we'll play a couple originals, as well as we'll visit the Jagged Little Pill of Alanis Morissette. All this at 1 p.m. Mountain Time, Coverville, or twitch.tv/Coverville.
Raggedy Little Pill. That's the name of it.
Bitter, jagged pill.
Jaggedest of the raggedy pill of the bitter pill. All right, so this is a great story. Also, I want to give a quick shout out to Alex Abisu, who, as you know, did a recent interview with me for his father podcast.
Dad Chronicle,
and I talked about it yesterday. And I screwed up because I was supposed to talk about it today, because today's the day it goes up live on the feed. So I want to let people know that today was that day that you can hear me talk about father-y stuff. And it was a really fun interview to do. I probably said embarrassing things. I don't know. But you can go check it out over there at the thedadchronicle.com. So make sure you check that out.
Nice.
Quick correction there today, because it was supposed to be today. Anyway, all right, so here's your one story for the day. And I'm thrilled about this. Swimming pool, at least this one, maybe this will spread to other pools, other public pools, but a swimming pool has banned men from using hair dryers on their nethers, their tender bits.
Yeah. How does one do that, by the way, when you have to get all the way up on the
That's what they do. They put their leg up on the counter, and they use an actual hair dryer, like a hand one.
Oh, okay. They're not using the one that's built into the wall with the silver.
No.
That's basically what I'm wondering, like how they hump the sink. Like, do they straddle the sink in the the paper towel dispenser to do this?
That's really funny.
Yeah.
I need to draw that. Hold on. Drying bum with wall air dryer. Okay. I just made a note to myself. I think it would be funny to draw that. Anyway, so this is a problem. I was telling you guys some weeks ago that we had a local gym here. Somebody was doing this. And it was really annoying everybody that they're just kind of standing together, one leg up on the counter. They're older guys, like in their 60s, you know, and they got the thing plugged in and they're just blowing their junk around. Well, now that's not possible, at least at this one pool. People in this pool were doing this thing, and the Icelandic pool is hitting back. The problem has become so bad that staff are forced to ask men to stop using dryers on their groins. They've even created a poster showing an elderly man hair drying his testicles and a large red X covering the image. So,
wow.
That must have been fun to draw.
I know, no kidding. They could just hold them. They could just like hold them up right under the dryer, though, right? Like.
Oh yeah. This is all true.
Just pull them off the floor and hold them up underneath the dryer.
There it is, chat room. Do you see that?
Oh, I gotta see. It's at the link.
Yeah.
See this.
There's a lot of text on it, but there's.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Dang. Yeah,
That's,
you can see. That's exactly. Wow. Okay.
That's exactly what people are doing.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. That's what they were doing at this local one that my friend Darren goes to. This exact pose. Everything.
That X needs to be about 8 point line thicker. Like the.
Yep. And then down and to the right, just a little bit.
Down and to the right. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Probably breaking some Twitch rules there or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's kind of a nasty habit, and it was an issue. This thing was issued after a local swimmer. His name was Haraldur Johansson. Johnson. Maybe that's just Johnson. I don't know.
Could be Johnson.
Yeah. It's weird. It's an umlaut and then S's that shouldn't be there, and it's weird. Anyway, wrote a letter of complaint that was published in a local newspaper titled, "This is not a ball sack dryer," it read. Boy, let me say something about the Icelandic people. They're just out there, man.
Right to the point. They, there's no messing around.
No. It says, quote, "Do not dry your ball sack or your butt with the commercial hair dryer in the swimming pool or gym. Bald older men with hairy torsos must either bring their own blow dryers or just buy an absorbent towel."
What if I bring my own hair dryer though? Like, I'm not using the community hair dryer.
I think you still would be banned from being at the counter with your foot up there.
All right. Okay.
But you can go back to like your little area there and just hunker down.
My own little area.
Yeah, your own little area.
Do you think somebody had to pose for that drawing, by the way?
I don't know. It's very anatomically correct, so I do think they might
just
have.
The way that the face is looking right at the viewer.
It's like he's saying, like this? Like this?
Exactly. Yes.
Am I doing this right?
Can you see anything? Can you still see my balls?
For some reason, the statue of David is here with his full.
Because they wanted to show a penis, and I think they felt like that was the only Getty Images photo they could use that featured a penis.
Well, at least they didn't use Bing. We'd have been in real trouble.
That's right.
All right, that's the end of that story. We're now going to take a break. When we come back, Tom will join us. We got a little technology news today. Going to talk about that. It's Wednesday. It's his day. We got recommendals after that, so come on back for all of that. In the meantime, Brian brought a song. He now must explain it.
I'm going to explain this song, but before I do that, I have one more piece of news that I need to give.
Breaking. Beep, 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 beep.
Breaking news. Friend of the program, James Howard Adams in Las Vegas. The Clark County municipal election was held yesterday. The votes have been counted. Here are the winners. Our new city councilman, Mr. James Howard Adams.
Oh my gosh! So deserved. Of course he should win. He's the nicest guy I've ever met.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be looking forward to getting the roads cleaned up and.
Dude, I wish once again. I just want to say I wish more people knew James, because that impression, easily the best impression you do by a mile. Like the best Brian impression is of James. But nobody, no, I shouldn't say nobody. A lot of you do know him because you've heard him play at our events and stuff. But if you haven't talked to him, it's a crime. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. All right, well, grats to him. That's fantastic.
Yeah,
he worked really hard on that.
And he and Svet are getting married too. So wow.
Well,
that I didn't hear about. Well, he texted me election results last night as I was driving back from the drug deal, but he didn't tell me the other news. That's awesome.
What's the old timey phrase when you she probably said, he says, I won the election, and she said, you're gonna make me a respectable woman, and then they got
you make an honest woman out of me.
Yeah, or whatever they do with that. I'm excited for him. That guy, like I remember when it was a few years ago now, he was canvassing entire neighborhoods every day he was doing it for somebody else, working for somebody else's campaign, but just like local grassroots kind of politicking and just such a honest face and such a sweet nature about him. He's just awesome. I'm stoked. That's great. Well done.
So cool.
Well done. Anyway.
Oh yeah, there it is right there. Right there at the on Facebook. Ring and all. I wonder if would he have proposed had he not won, you think?
This is good point. Yeah, I don't know. It says here, sorry, this content is not available. That Facebook link. Am I not? I'm not allowed to see it or something. I don't know.
It might be. Huh. You are friends with James on Facebook.
I think so. But normally, if I wasn't, it would say you're not friends with this person. You have to ask for permission. It's not even doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what's happening there. Oh, I am logged in on Facebook. I have no idea. No way. Anyway, song time. Let's go to California. This actually came to me from Frank Scott, the CEO and head of promotions from Refeel Music Group. Sent this over to me. I love it. This is a cool band from California. They're called Poindexter, which is great. This is their brand new single called Underneath My Skin. I'm trying to see what other information I can give you about the band. Oh, they give me press release. Okay, it's coming from their new EP called Forces of Nature, which is going to be coming out soon. So check that out. The song is Underneath My Skin. Here's the band Poindexter. All right, I'm going to play it now. When we come back, more stuff. Stay tuned.
Right up until now, we've been friends with benefits, so now even the benefits suck.
It's like there ain't no ag up in there.
This is the Morning Stream. Do you like penicillin on your pizza?
The answer is no. I don't want penicillin on my pizza.
No.
What do I look like? Some kind of insane person? Don't answer that question.
Well,
do not answer that question. All right, we're gonna get Tom Merritt.
Cool.
It's quite a get that we get Tom Merritt. Honestly, I believe that he has lots of things he could do with his morning, and he chooses to do it with us. And it's
I enjoy.
Yeah, he likes it.
With you Wednesday morning.
He likes it, and so do we.
The best part of waking up.
The best part of waking up. I used to love my kind of rock versions of that song. There was like the nice soft ones when they do those commercials where they'd go the best part, like that. But then they'd get these guys that were like, I don't know even what to compare them to. They were just like, yeah, the best part of I used to love that.
Bob Seger or something.
Yeah, so good. Anyway, here's this.
With the computer, as with any tool, the concept and direction must come from the man.
You know him. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, before we get too far in tech with the man, tonight's the night, huh? For your St. Louis Blues, are they gonna pull this thing out?
No, of course not. They're the Blues.
You keep saying that, but they keep going. So
yeah, you know what? It's funny. All throughout the playoffs, my pattern has been, as they're losing in Game 7 at the beginning of the third period, I trash talk the Blues to my friend Dave, the psychologist up in Canada, and then they pull it out and win. So who knows? The pattern holds.
Is that Dave Broadbeck you're talking about?
Yeah, Dave Broadbeck.
Oh, exactly. I love him. He's awesome. All right. I hope they win, but I also feel like you secretly have been downplaying it, and then they keep winning, and that you think by downplaying it you're contributing to the weird win. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I think like you've got your own superstition.
But then if I comment on that, then that affects it. You know, the superstition just gets wrapped in more superstition at that point.
Sports fans are the best.
Yeah. This is true.
I know. I try to be a very rational person in the rest of my life, but yeah,
Right.
Well, all bets are off.
You don't do the I'm not going to shave until the Blues win the cup.
No, I didn't do that, and I was a little worried actually early on, but it didn't seem to affect them. So yeah.
Neil in the chat room says, if they lose, I will cry for real. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm trying to prevent myself from crying when they lose. That is what all this is about, because they have broken my heart every year of my life since I was born. But honestly, this is the farthest they've gotten since 2 months before I was born. So I'm pretty happy.
Yeah.
I will not be happy tonight if they lose, but you know, in a couple of weeks when I look back, I'll be like, oh my gosh, Western Conference Western Conference champions. They actually went to the Stanley Cup. How cool is that?
Yeah. I don't, it would just occur to me, I've never seen Tom cry. So this might be our opportunity, everybody. We'll see how it goes.
You've never seen me cut onions.
No, I have not.
You feel really bad for those onions.
Yeller.
You feel really bad for those onions, don't you? You're very
exactly. It's not
to the plight of the
onions. Bother me at all. I'm just like, oh, poor onions.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. I saw Tom break up a little bit once, but I'm not going to talk about where because it's sad and I don't want to bring it up. But I did see it one time.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the picture that Len drew of Django right now.
Oh well, that one too, maybe. That might have been it. But I'm thinking of something before that. Anyway, hey, it's
I cry a lot apparently. What are you talking about?
Apparently,
yeah. Suddenly it went from I've never seen him cry to he cries all the time.
Like, oh wait, there was this time and then that. Oh, and then this time he was really blubbering.
Well, it's because it's Wednesday. Is there any tech we should be crying about? Like, did somebody?
Well, you know what? It's funny. I asked the chat room, and I didn't give them that much head time before I came on here, if they wanted to hear about the state of Huawei or flying taxis. And it turns out the results were mixed.
Wow. How mixed? Like 50-50 mixed? Or can you...
I mean, just not that many reactions at all, frankly.
I mean, I'd take either one or both, or emphasis on one and a tiny bit of the other. We'll let you choose.
All right. Let's start with flying taxis then.
Yes, that's where I was hoping you'd go. This is like
secretly the one you wanted. I
know. We all love.
We have time. I'll give you a quick update on what's going on. Actually, I'll give you the quick update on Huawei. Okay. Huawei canceled a laptop because of the restrictions, and Google has moved out their server production and is moving out Nest production. And the Wall Street Journal says Nintendo is shifting some production of Switch consoles. Out of China. So
whoa. That's a lot of switching out things for a lot of folks. You know, the one big tech thing that didn't happen this week, and I meant to talk about in Current Geek last night, was everybody was kind of expecting Nintendo to talk about revision hardware for the Switch, and they didn't do it. So nobody knows what that means. Anyway, side
means
note.
They don't have any hardware.
That means they have no new hardware. Yes.
I mean, seriously, we get a little overworked up about this stuff. They didn't announce anything because they don't have a new project.
That's
as much
true.
as you wanted them to.
Yeah. That's true. I think a lot of people were counting on the idea that they always have revisions for their hardware, and it's usually around now in the cycle, but they're not.
And that doesn't mean they won't have one later.
Yeah.
They don't have one they want to announce.
Yeah.
And I'd rather them not announce one than announce one that everybody goes, well, why'd they do that? That's dumb.
It's a good point. All right, so tell us about the other one. Tell us about the real Fifth Element world of flying taxis.
Yeah. So Uber is having their Elevate conference, which is all about air flight. Uber has these plans that, believe me, many people, including myself, are very skeptical that they can actually pull off, to have flying taxis available in 3 cities for service by 2023, possibly more. The tests are going to begin next year in 2020 in Melbourne, Los Angeles, and the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The idea is these vertical takeoff and landing craft would go from one takeoff point to another it's likely that they'll work with Uber. So you'd take an Uber ride to the takeoff point, and then you'd go from the takeoff point to wherever you're going, and then maybe you'd have to get another ride at the other end. The biggest use case for this is airports. So for instance, in Melbourne, they're going to have a takeoff point at one of the Westfield malls. So you have to get yourself to the Westfield Mall, but then from the mall, you can take the vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. Supposedly, you'll be able to take the vertical takeoff and landing vehicle to a landing port at the Melbourne airport. And that would cut the trip from 25 minutes down to 10 minutes.
Right.
So if Westfield Mall's on your way, or it doesn't take too long to get over there and it saves you time, that could be really beneficial to people. They have regulatory approval for this stuff for tests. They'll have to get regulatory approval for regular service. The other thing was where to take off and land, but apparently they just signed a partnership with Signature Flight Support, which operates private aviation terminals in places like Dallas and Los Angeles. So they would have a place to land on the other end that is near the airport, so you wouldn't have to take another car at the airport, maybe a short bus ride or something to get from one terminal to another, or something like that. But they really seem serious about this. And so I want to give them the benefit of the doubt that they wouldn't seem this serious if they didn't think they could pull it off. But every pilot and aviation expert that I know, either in person or by email, is like, yeah, I don't see this. I don't see this possibly happening. Certainly not at the scale they want. Uber's saying this could end up in a few years being cheaper than taking a car, which I also find hard to believe.
Wow, it seems crazy that they'd want to use Los Angeles as a test market for this. I think that would be like later on, like you started in smaller cities just to kind of make sure things work out okay before you put it in the most
isn't it part of it? Isn't it because it's sprawly and spread out and flat, and
they have been doing tests in other places, and so what they want to do is do this in a denser urban environment. That's they've done the tests out away from people and convinced the FAA to give them temporary approval.
Right.
This, so or at least they. You know what? I say the FAA. I haven't seen anything confirming Dallas and LA have FAA sign off on the test in 2020. I'm going to assume they do, or they wouldn't have announced it. But in Melbourne, they certainly do, because they've already got the route mapped out.
Right.
But the idea is, in LA, you save a lot of time, right?
Yeah.
You're going to save a lot more time by taking one of these in LA than you would, say, in, I don't know, Cincinnati. Although Cincinnati people are like, our traffic's horrible too. But you know what I mean? Like, LA has the worst traffic.
Yeah.
So you want to do it in a place like that. Dallas has pretty bad traffic too, where the delays are such getting to an airport, which seems to be their major use case, that people would be like, wow, that's really going to save me a lot of time. It normally takes me an hour to get to the airport. Now it could take me 15 minutes. Awesome. I'm in.
Here's my initial thought. And actually, I was thinking about this earlier when Brian was talking about his Lyft stuff this morning. On the one hand, what you're saying, I also think it sounds a little ridiculous and a little far-flung, and like we're not anywhere near this kind of thing, and great, they're working on it, but it seems kind of weird or whatever. But I think these companies, specifically Uber, Lyft, and companies like them, have to be thinking of all these new automated things. They have to, because if they don't, they're going to get like this model we're in right now, where everybody can just get their phone out and whip out a quick ride from somewhere to the airport, is great. But they have to think ahead past like people driving cars, because that trend is definitely on the horizon, that we're going to have more automation in our vehicles, and that will just continue to grow. So it makes sense that a company like Uber would be thinking well outside the current model. Whether or not it's handled this way in the end is probably arguable, but I guess I admire the fact that they want to, I don't know, at least look further down the path than just how do we keep improving the current model, which is sometimes what companies get bogged down in. So I don't even like Uber that much in terms of I don't like the company very much, but I think they'd be dumb if they weren't at least exploring this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, when I say, it's funny, Stoic Squirrel's like, well, of course they're serious because they want it to happen. But when I say they're serious, like they're actually getting approval. They're actually working out deals for landing pads. They're confronting the pitfalls and saying, okay, we think we have a solution for this. We have a solution for that. Whether those solutions will really work is what I'm still skeptical about. But they are confronting them. They're not ignoring them. And I think that's an important difference in this. They're also doing drone delivery. The FAA has awarded Uber the right to test drone delivery in San Diego. They tested it on the San Diego State University campus, and they're going to expand it. The idea there is they have set takeoff and landing points. One is at a restaurant. The other is a landing point near possible delivery routes. And then Uber Eats drivers will pick up from the landing point of the drone to deliver it and save time that way.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to my first taxi in the sky. I'm ready.
I mean, that's the thing, right?
You'll be waiting.
Yeah.
I think you're right, Ibbott. Like, one half of my brain is like, Ibbott's totally right. The other half of my brain is, but Scott, you're right. Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love it, but it's, it's a
little pie in the sky for sure.
And again, the airport thing scares me because if there's one place you don't want to have a rogue taxi going out of control, it's right by a bunch of planes at the airport.
I mean, these are not autonomous.
Right. Yes, but I mean, you could have something go wrong with the driver still.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could also have something go wrong with a big jumbo jet. So that's all just a matter of like making sure the equipment works and the pilots are certified, which is, to me, that's the most achievable part of this, right? The least achievable part of it is having workable real estate routes that are feasible and beneficial to people, and having people have trust. No matter what the actual safety record is, people are afraid to fly on big jumbo jets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you think that's going to suddenly go away with vertical takeoff and landing copters?
Right.
I don't think so. Yeah.
There's a lot of questions in it, but what I'm waiting for, look, until there's pneumatic people tubes like Futurama, no sale. That's what I want in the end. I want to get sucked through a tube. And I know, there's a bit of the tube idea happening with Elon Musk and his thing he's doing. But I'm saying, like, literally a tube just barely big enough to suck me in, like the kid from freaking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory getting sucked into the chocolate tube. I want that.
Justice Gloop.
I want them to put me to sleep right before it happens, so I'm not stressed out or claustrophobic. I just want to go "Brr," and then just get sucked into a tube and sent anywhere I want, anywhere, and I'm immediately waking up as soon as I pop out the other end. That's what I want.
By the way, Tiber brings up a good point. Don't forget about cost. And the one thing Uber has also done is made this cost a lot less than helicopters.
Right.
So these VTOL designs are being sourced from multiple companies, Embraer, Boeing, etc. So they've got companies competing on design. They think the cost will be significantly less than helicopters at the beginning. And they think within a few years that scale could bring it down to about the cost of an Uber X ride. And that eventually, if it really takes off, that it would actually be as cheap as owning your own car is. Those projections get harder and harder to believe because, like, well, that's a lot of scale. You're really going to have to take off. But at least the current estimates for how much these things would cost seem to be like, okay, this is definitely going to be cheaper than that $250 helicopter ride that Uber's offering to take you to JFK right now. So that part. Again, it seems like, all right, at the moment, all the pieces in place look right. It's just whether those pieces are going to go in the right direction, or at least the direction that Uber wants them to go.
This is all true. If you're looking for hard-hitting tech coverage like this, I have great news, because later today on the Daily Tech News Show at 2:30 Mountain Time, we'll be doing this again, but in the presence of not just Tom Merritt, but Sarah Lane and Roger Chang and myself.
Yes, indeed.
Because it's Wednesday, and that's an exciting day for everybody everywhere. So tune in to that later by going to dailytechnewsshow.com and get all the info there. Tom, anything else happening we can tell people about before you go?
I mean, I want to.
You got a secret? You got a little secret?
Yeah.
Tom, you've got a secret. Let's do it. Do a secret.
Ooh.
I mean, there's some secret files. I've been kind of leaking them in there's only like 30 or 40 people who even know that I'm doing this.
Oh.
Here, you know what? Here. If you want to know about it, I'll just email you.
Okay.
Okay.
I do want to know.
So just sign up at freetomnewsletter.com. And this Friday, I'll send you an email. And if you have any questions, just respond to that email and I'll answer them.
All right.
About the secret files that's all I can say.
That's a good Johnson poll. I'm impressed. Well done.
It's well done.
It's like you're a pro at this. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter. We'll see you later today. Okay.
Very good.
Let's proceed down the path of enlightenment. which will involve adding Nicole to this call, who I believe is around this morning, and therefore able and willing to be a part of today's hoo-ha.
Have not heard otherwise, but I don't think I've seen her in the chat room scrolling through. Yeah, not yet.
Hey guys, look who it is. It's Nicole Spag. Good morning. Hi, how are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can.
Totally can.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my kid hit a button on my mixer.
Oh no.
And that's why it didn't work last week. And it also didn't work on my recording of Elaine's Lead. So it sounds like I'm in.
Oh, that's right, because we ended up pulling you in Skype or something, or what did we end up doing? Yeah.
Well, no, I was on my room mic.
Oh, right. And
it sounded like butt. So,
it did sound like butt. Of all the butts I've heard, that was the most butt-sounding thing I've ever heard. Hey, having you here, though, is just a treat and a pleasure. Thank you for being here with us today for Recommendals.
Yeah. I love hanging out.
It's what makes it's a nice little dessert on our Wednesdays, and I like it a lot. So we're going to get started. Here's how it works. We talk about stuff from streaming services that we want to recommend to people, and often accompanying clips, that sort of thing. We'll start today with Brian, because we always do. Brian, do you have
I do. Setup? This is actually this is a good one for me to use, because I'd forgotten that we watched it a couple weeks ago, and I hadn't used it for a recommendal yet. So and the stuff I've been watching are series that I'm going to wait and talk about once I'm a little further through.
Oh, that's Nicole. That's still Nicole. I'm still hearing music from Nicole.
Yeah. Is that really me?
I think that's you.
You play music. Yeah.
I'm going to mute her. Yeah, that's her.
Your phone pretty much automatically triggers Hootie and the Blowfish or something.
I can mute her. See, I can do that. Let's see. So you still hear it because you're
there. Okay, there we go. Yeah.
So I'm researching smart glass. Have you heard this stuff?
Oh yeah, with like liquid crystal in there that tints.
Well, you can control it with an app, and it turns from like clear to. I was on one of their websites, and apparently they have an autoplay.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Well, that's fantastic. Well, no worries. We'll now play.
I was like, was he recommending One Tree Hill or something?
I know. There's a little icon, should be in your browser, that will.
Gotta mute that bastard. All right, here we go. I'm gonna play your clip, Brian. Oh, sorry. Were you done explaining it? I can't remember now.
Yes, I'm done explaining it.
All right, here it is. Then I'm gonna play
it. Be honest.
I need you to believe me. Gerda, you of all people to understand.
All right, you need to tell me when Hendrik and Lily are together. They kiss. Has it gone beyond that?
No, Lily has never gone further than that with a man. She wouldn't.
There have been other men.
But there was another. Yes, but it was a long time ago. It was that boy, Hans, in Viola. She fell for him, and he kissed her just once.
It's BritishPeople.com. Is that
BritishPeople.com.
Great.
Crazy Rich British.
Great.
Great. It is not. Any guesses, Nicole?
Downton Abbey.
It is. It is not. That was Eddie Redmayne you were hearing, and Alicia Vikander. The movie is The Danish Girl. This was a nominee for best film, best actor for Redmayne, or nomination for best actor, and Vikander won for best supporting actress for this film.
I like her.
Where's this streaming?
It is streaming on Amazon Prime. Basically, it tells the story of a very early documented case of gender reassignment surgery and gender.
Oh, is this the one?
Did I say the name of it? It's The Danish Girl. Did I say
Danish Girl, and that's
Yes.
Fantastic Speed.
It is Eddie Redmayne. Yeah.
Yep. That's totally him. He's Fantastic Beast in this.
He is Mr. Fantastic Beast, or Mrs. Fantastic Beast. Anyway, basically, it is inspired by a true story of Lily L. Lily is Eddie Redmayne's character, and Gerda Wegener, who is Alicia Vikander's character, painters in Denmark, and It's really, really good. Really
So wait,
gripping.
It doesn't look like it's streaming on
currently. Oh
Did
no!
it go
Did
away
they
already?
pull it in the?
That'd be crazy, wouldn't it?
Hold on a second. That is really quick.
That'd be
Because I thought
fast.
I saw it again in the list. Give me a second here.
Oops, sorry.
That wasn't me. That wasn't
was
me.
not. That was definitely not her. That was me. Sorry.
Lily Elb, thank you, Talia.
Yeah, no, I don't see it
It's
on
not
Prime.
coming up.
Nope.
And Just Watch is not working for me all of a sudden, so I'm trying to see if it's.
Oh,
Here we
mine's
go.
not either. It's super
Maybe
slow.
the server's
Something's
down.
going on,
Yeah. Okay, so it's not me. Okay, not streaming on Amazon Prime though. Still streaming on HBO Go, HBO Now, so you can still see it there if you've got that service.
too
But
bad.
it was
It
on
went away.
Amazon Prime 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
That's too
In
bad.
May was on Amazon Prime. I guess they pulled it June 1st.
That's too bad. This has been on my list. It's a thing I've just never gotten around to, and been meaning to see it for. This is a few years now, right? This was oh gosh, like 2015.
2015 is when it came out.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
in the 2016 Academy Awards. Shoot. Yeah. Well, all right. If you've got HBO, then watch it there
Yeah,
for sure.
watch it
We'll
on
wait till
HBO
comes
or
back
get
around.
it some other rental or whatever you got to do.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna play you a clip, and it's gonna be obvious, I think, because it's literally the intro to the thing. But and my daughter Carter's in the chat. She's gonna love this. So here you go. Check it out.
All right.
Oh, now I'm muted. Hold on. I forgot to unmute after I muted. All right, here we go. Here it is.
He's a phantom. A kid whose life has changed. Molecules rearranged. Ghosts are so deranged.
All right, any?
I'm gonna guess that it's Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just a guess though.
I think you're right. It might be Danny Phantom. So my daughter Carter, who she just happens to be in the chat today, didn't plan this. She's gotten really into finding stuff from her very young youth that ends up streaming someplace. And she ran into Danny Phantom. It was made by Butch Hartman, who was responsible for
Fairly Odd Parents.
Fairly Odd Parents, correct? And and really a style in the early aughts that would be really influential. Like his art style started kind of showing up everywhere, and it feels like kind of art style we might return to one day. It's very kind of art deco, 50s, 60s kind of thing, which really appeals to Carter. And when you look at her artwork, you can kind of see a lot of influences of that era. This Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, that kind of era of Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network was very influential on my kids. And as a result, and Nicole, you can totally relate to this, I am sure, at the very moment, it felt like also my era for these cartoons because I was watching it with them all the time, and it was impossible for me not to be influenced by them. So when I look back at that, or when people say, hey, what are your favorite TV cartoons that you miss that are on the air? I start naming off stuff that was while I was raising 3 to 6 year olds. Well, it's because we were so into it that I was watching it. And so it's weird. It's almost like it's my childhood twice. Like I was it was G.I. Joe and Super Friends and crap growing up, but then it was all this again when my kids were little. Anyway.
Yeah. Yokai Watch is like, I kind of, my kids were just watching it every day, and I was getting into it, and I'm like, you guys want to watch some Yokai Watch?
Yeah. No, it's a great thing. It's actually really a nice, fun way to stay kind of young while you're parenting because you get to kind of get into the things that are their pop culture. And I don't know, it's really fun. But anyway, Carter got into watching this, and she's been watching it pretty regularly. So I decided last night to see what the hubbub was about because she was speaking very highly of it. So I started watching Danny Phantom last night, and I'm here to report it's a good show. It didn't last super long. I think it was a little heady for some people, but it's really funny. The parents are the funniest parents in the history of cartoons, maybe. They're really funny, especially the dad. And a lot of crazy guest stars show up that there's super shocking. Like David Carradine was in this thing. Played a bad guy. She was watching an episode last night. A whole bunch of weird stuff.
Where's this streaming at? Because I see it on Prime, but it's not.
Hulu. It shows up for me on Hulu.
Yeah, Hulu. Yeah, Hulu. Hulu's got a ton of this stuff from that era. And before this, she was catching up on Gumball, which is something both of us like. What's the other one? It was we're both huge fans. It's a little more recent, but we're huge fans of The Amazing Misadventures of Flapjack, which I cannot recommend enough. It's only 3 seasons long, but it's fan-freaking-tastic. Anyway.
Does she watch Steven Universe?
Yes, she loves Steven Universe. She likes what's the one with the kid? There's some newer ones that is Flapjack 7 years old? Oh, that's crazy. Well, anyway, we love that one. But that's more recent, obviously. Ben 10's cool. Like, there's a lot of really great stuff, and for whatever reason, Hulu's got the deal for it all. Maybe it's because Viacom owns most of it, or I don't know how it works, who owns what, but all those great kind of Nickelodeon era Cartoon Network stuff. Some of the groundbreaking stuff is all on there. So I think if you had to look at her biggest influence, though, it was probably Samurai Jack. That thing got under her blood when she was younger.
I can see that now that you say that.
Yeah. You look at her work now, and it's like this.
Totally.
There's just a hint of it in almost everything she does. So anyway, highly recommend it. Glad she found it. Felt good to capture it myself again and be reminded how fun it was raising my little kids. And I have a little nostalgia now for their cartoons in the same way that they do. All right, Nicole, it's to you now. What do you got?
I gotta give you my clip. Sorry.
Give me my clip.
Give you my clip.
Give me the clip.
Where did it go?
I need that clip. Give me the clip.
I think that's where it works. Here's the clip.
Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm clicking it. You ready? Here we go.
Yep.
All right. Clicking. We're getting a trailer thing here. All right. Waiting for it. There we go.
I wish. I wish. I wish.
I wish.
You wish to have the curse reversed? Go to the wood and bring me back a cow as white as milk.
These beans carry magic.
The cape as red as blood.
Oh dear, how uneasy I feel.
The hair as yellow as corn. The slipper as pure as gold. Go to the wood!
Ooh.
So, do you know what it is?
It's well, I can see it because I'm playing it, but I never. How old is this? Is this new?
4 years old.
Okay.
So this is Into the Woods.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a musical thing.
I remember this
right?
coming out, and I didn't. It's funny because I watched it because I have the Star subscription, and I had been wanting to see it for a very long time.
Yeah.
And I started watching it, and I'm like, "Is this a musical?"
Yeah.
I had no clue. I knew about it. I kind of wanted to watch it. It looked kind of cool, but I didn't realize that it was a full-blown musical.
Well, it's based on the stage musical, right? That's the whole thing.
Yes, and I researched it more because the ending kind of confused me, so I started doing a little research on it.
Mm-hmm.
This, like I said, it starts off and you're like, what? And they're singing, and it's Anna Kendrick and James Corwin and Emily Blunt.
Corden,
whatever.
Corbin.
Bring
me
James Corbin Dallas.
Corbin
Dallas, multipass. Look, Emily Blunt is all you have to say, and I'm in. I'm all in on her. I love her.
And then of course Meryl Streep is in it.
She's the witch, right? The witch lady.
She is the witch.
Yeah.
And you have 4 stories, and I find as I was researching after I watched it, people either loved it or they hated it. And I think a lot of times, from what I could tell by the YouTube comments, they didn't realize they were getting into a musical.
Yeah.
So my son loves musicals, so this was actually a fun movie to watch with him.
Yeah.
Even though it's a little scary at times, it's a Disney film.
Yeah.
I really and you have the story of Cinderella, you have the story of Little Red Riding Hood, you have the story of Jack and the Beanstalk, and then you have I guess yes, I already said, did I say Cinderella?
Yeah, maybe.
There's like 4 stories that kind of weave together, and there's a part where I'm like, okay, the movie's over, but it's not, and they keep going with it. And I thought it was a fun telling of all these different stories, and they actually get into some of the real stories. So like in Cinderella, the stepsisters cut off their parts of their feet to fit in the shoe, and they do that in the movie. And Mateo was like, what are they doing? I'm like, Just look away.
Yeah, it's kind of
Just look away
hardcore.
on this part.
What are they doing, Mom?
Yeah, I'm like, they don't show it, of course, but you know, you get the implied thing that has happened. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. I was surprised that it was a musical. So once I reset my mind into, okay, this is a musical, I really enjoyed it. So look away. Exactly.
My crush for Emily Blunt knows no bounds. So I'm going to watch this movie. Where is it streaming? Did you say?
If you have the Star subscription, which I still do because I am trying to finish American Gods. The second season just isn't as good as the first.
It's not great. It didn't grab Tina as much either as the first one did.
But I'm gonna finish it.
That bums me out to hear that.
Way through it.
That makes me sad.
And I thought Counterpart was on Stars. It premiered on Stars, but it's not available to stream on Stars. So I had to find another method for that.
That's weird, isn't it?
Yes.
That's weird that it's not on
it's
there.
It's like HBO pulling, being able to watch back episodes of Arliss or something.
Yeah. Although.
Oh, Tracy Ullman's in this too.
Oh, Tracy Ullman's in this. Sweet.
Yeah.
I like her. She's a nut. She's nutty. I like her.
Yeah.
Meryl Streep good in it. I mean, she's good in everything.
She's good in everything.
Yeah, it's kind of her job.
Yeah, and then Rapunzel that's the other story.
Okay.
Oh, Rapunzel, right? Who plays Rapunzel? Yeah. Mackenzie Mozzie. Who's that? I don't know who that is.
I don't know.
Oh, she
has blonde hair.
Lovely woman.
At least in the movie. I don't know.
Lovely lady. She's not doing much else. All right. Well, that's fantastic. Go check out all three of these things. And here's the important thing. Nicole doesn't leave you hanging. She actually puts this stuff in a tweet. And then y'all can find it. So follow her, Nicole Spag, on Twitter. And take care of that business. Nicole, anything else before we cut you loose today? Do anything else that's cool? Ladies Elite.
There's a new Ladies Elite episode out. Like I said, I sound like I'm in a tin can. Unfortunately, I didn't realize I was on a room mic.
Yeah.
Oh no. Are you gonna blame that one on one of your kids too?
Well, it's because the kids hit the button and I'm like recording. I'm like, oh, it's picking it up. But I had set it to the room mic when I talked to you last. So it was a whole compound.
It was the thing. It was a whole thing. I get it.
It was a whole thing.
Well, having you here is always great. Nicole Spag, everybody, take it easy. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Brian, that brings us to roughly the end of things.
Roughly.
I
don't like it. I don't like it rough. Scott.
I don't like it rough. Some like it rough. I don't. But I do like
lost
this.
Your video again.
Oh, you did? What is the deal with that? That's funny.
I don't know, but it's
some versions.
We're on Central. I don't get it. I don't get it
at all. It's very weird. But you never freeze for me, so I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. Thanks everybody for being here. We've got show tomorrow. Don't know what we're doing yet. Wendy will be here, but we'll have something cool going on there. And if you are interested in finding out more about the show, you can go to our website, frogpants.com/TMS. A reminder that we are on Twitter also. Morning Stream, Scott Johnson in Coverville. And here's the thing, Morning Stream, every morning when we go live, posts a stupid GIF and a note and a link with the live link. So if you're like, I want to be on a live show, you follow that Twitter account, it will tell you we're going live. Or follow the notifications on Twitch. There's so many ways to make it work.
Get an alert. What?
I know. Listen, we are at the cusp of a technological breakthrough here.
Crazy.
There is no PM this week because Brian will be in Chicago, Shit Taco, all day. And that'll be fun because we're going to get lots of stories out of it, but that means no PM that day. So just a little heads up. We'll tell you again tomorrow just to make sure people know. But anyway, that's all going on. If you'd like our show and you want to support us directly and you're just like, damn it, how do I do it? It's easy. Patreon.com/TMS is how you do it. There's lots of cool stuff there. And really, like $1 a month. What's it going to do to your wallet? Nothing is the answer. You're getting 16 episodes for $1. It's insane. But there's also better levels as well if you feel like tossing us a little more. So go check that out. That's patreon.com/TMS. And everything else is at frogpants.com/TMS. Now there will be a song, and Brian will describe it, and we will play it.
All of those things are 100% factual. And let's scroll down. I love Google Sheets and just random like. Brr. All right, here we go. Etienne wrote in, "Hey Scott and Brian, I recently got a steady job and moved to a grate after years of confusion being lost. I'm hoping job. I hope moved to a great job after years of confusion being lost. This year also marks my 11-year anniversary of listening to Frog Pants and Friends shows, almost half my life. I've made friends, listened to shows with my friends throughout my adolescence. They've helped me through incredibly tough times. And I chose this song because it also helped me through tough times, reminding me that life will get better. Thanks. Love the show. Signed, Etienne. This is a cover of a song by the Mountain Goats called This Year. And I wasn't familiar with the original. So when I found the cover, I went back and listened to the original to see how different it was. And it's great. It's a great cover and it's a really great original. This version is by a group called Shearwater. Came out on a single called This Year back in 2014. Covering the Mountain Goats, here is This Year by Shearwater.
All right, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Please come back if you're watching us live, and if you listen at home, keep listening. Bye. This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com.
Making me nervous.
Yeah, making me nervous. All right, let's save. Whoa. That's very odd. Okay,
what's
there it
that?
is. Nothing. It worked. I was